What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action, spawning in the blue color, playing as Hades. His name is Nullus. His partners today in the light blue color, playing as Gaia. His name is Count Von Count. In the yellow color, playing as Poseidon. His name is Miracle. Their opponents today, well, together they make the team JSS. Their opponents today in the red color, playing as Thor. His name is Rappel. Playing as Gaia, his name is Matrius. And finally, rounding out the team, playing as Hades, his name is I Kill, You Die. And together they make the team UCA. The Uncrapples. The A team. This is their best squad. And look at this. Oh, I love this. I'm a big fan of seeing Gaia in team games, because Gaia in team games means amazing abilities here. Now, one thing that I don't understand here is why this forest isn't right next to the town center, and this ox cart comes over to this gold mine, and you mine this gold rather than wasting the dwarven gold mine. One thing that happens a lot of the time here on what is it? On Mediterranean, is that you start being strapped for gold much later in the game, especially as Norse, and having that extra 6,000 gold is actually a really big plus here. But we'll see how things are going to go. We do see that UCA gets a really favorable map here. And what I mean by this is, if you pick Gaia on Mediterranean, you want the Gaia in the pocket. Why? Because Gaia is so weak against early hero pressure. Like over here, early hero pressure from a Hades coming up to this position. Now, I'm sure that I Kill You Die is going to be making his own heroes and start putting pressure onto Count Von Count. So Count Von Count's going to need Nullus to come over here and defend him in this one. But we'll see how things are going to go. I'm really a big fan of this guy. I'm excited to see what's going to happen here. We do see the immediate second Gaia Forest over here from Matrius. A little bit greedy to not give this one over to I Kill You Die. There's not enough straggler trees here, but there's a world where it's a better idea if you've got 2 straggler trees to hold off on building this storehouse and just chop down the oak tree here and chop down another straggler tree that's close. Unfortunately, just the one straggler tree here for I Kill You Die, so he had to build the storehouse. Sort of like super meta team game strats here, but if you can get the cooldown on Gaia Forest is 2 minutes, right? If you've got 4 villagers chopping down a tree or 2 trees, you're not going to be able to chop down 300 wood in 2 minutes. So then you can then jump onto a Gaia Forest. Yes, there's walking time between the tree, but that's not going to equal 50 wood plus the 20 seconds of build time it takes to build that storehouse. So you're going to be able to find the advantage there. And you can build the storehouse on the medium gold mine there to get yourself that hand axe. So it is a better way to play in a sense, and gets you a much better advance time and also gets your Thor player a much better advance time. As you see, Ares coming through, Freya. Let's go through these players properly. Athena for I Kill You Die. Matrius here going through Oceanus. And we also see the Freya for Rappel down on the bottom. We've got Miracle through Ares. We've got Nullus through Athena. And we've also got Count Von Count through Gaia here. But we'll see how this game's going to go. Now, one big God Power combination here to keep a watch for is Gaia Forest, Forest Fire. Gaia Forest, Forest Fire is really strong. We see Miracle playing around it nicely, but there's no way to play around it. It's going to be able to kill off a dock if you use it correctly. It could also, if your opponent has got themselves a Gaia player, you can actually kill off their town center. So you've got to be really careful with your building placement here. Gaia Forest on this with a Carnivora is enough to kill off the town center. So Count Von Count might be losing his home town center here very quickly if he's not careful. We'll see if UCA is going to be able to recognize this or not here in this game, as the Minotaur comes through. Does manage to pick off a Katoskopos there. Kill You Die going to start making his ships. I do think that playing defensive here is the right way to play every single time. We see Count Von Count pushing out across the map, trying to put some pressure here onto I Kill You Die. Nice micro from Count for the time being as the triremes are starting to build up. And he can start taking this fight while underneath his docks, having an advantage here in the early stages of the game. We also see Matrius sending his servants over here as Nullus is also pushing in onto this position to help out. And as you can see, UCA finds the advantage here, playing a little bit more defensive as we do have that. Pestilence down onto this position. And we see... I'm a little bit disappointed to see UCA not taking advantage of what is quite clearly a really, really strong usage of Gaia Forest Fire here. Anyways, Miracle pushing forward, going to start getting some good damage done in onto this position. Rappel trying to micro here, fighting underneath the underneath the docks is the right way to play, but he could just pull back even further. He doesn't need to continue to take these fights. The dock is going to get that damage regardless, and he can now have 2 docks here to fight under, as we do see Rappel going to be losing a fishing ship over here, and Matris is going to say, oh, better come over here and defend, as Count Von Count and Nullus here looking to push forward. I'm not sure what that god power was there. Maybe a Gaia Forest again somewhere. There it is. And we see the Forest Fire getting dropped down. Look, when it comes down to it, these are the best teams. These are the best teams. They obviously know the best strategies in the game. So, Carnivore being used down on this position as well. As Restoration dropping in here as well from both players, getting as much as they possibly can here. Lots more Carnivores coming down. Oceanus really, really good on these water maps here as well. As the fighting ensues here, no problems for these teams. Who knows who's going to win? It's just a big... I can't tell who wins these fights. The only way to tell is to be able to select all the triremes and things and see how many numbers you've got. But you just don't know. I just don't know. Meanwhile, over here, we do have the triremes pushing forward. Longboat's going to be pulling back here as well. Sentinels is down here on these positions to defend. The thing with Gaia is you can go Gaia and Hades, and that's going to be a really, really easy way to defend the Gaia player. So it's really important to get the Hades in to get those Sentinels up. As the trireme pushing forward, we do see a cheeky little snipe on the Servant where that's concerned. As Matrius pushing forward with his own trireme here, getting some good damage done. And Gaia Bowsaw coming in for both of these players, making it very, very obvious that there is a certain type of... there is kind of a meta here for Gaia on these water maps. Both players kind of getting those same upgrades at the same time. Rappel pushing back here with his own ships. Does he have an armory up? He does have the armory up. Does he have upgrades? No upgrades just yet. There is... I'm surprised to see no upgrades for Rappel because he had Dwarven Mine and he had Gaia Forest, which should have pushed him in front in terms of the early game resources, which should have meant he could have got upgrades. And then also he also got Pestilence tier, so I'm surprised he didn't have excess resources to just get those upgrades, but I'm sure he'll get some through soon, as Miracle is also going to get himself Bowsaw. For those of you who don't know, when you get Bowsaw as Greek, it's a huge boost to wood gather rate for Greek. It's like, it says 10%, but the actual upgrade is closer to 20%. So it's a really, really big upgrade for Greek to get, especially on water maps where you've got such a big, important thing to do. We got a comment in the chat about the arrow upgrade. There is an upgrade that's available for Norse for Thor in the classical age called Burning Pitch, but it is not as good as one might think. It's only a 15% boost to the damage output and costs 600 resources. So it's a big, big cost. Better to get yourself iron shields than get yourself that upgrade, or obviously copper shields, then bronze shields, then iron shields. Thank you for the raid, Moscow. Appreciate you. Hope your stream went very, very well. As Nullus continues to push forward here, Matrius with the Carnivore in the middle of the map here going to be getting some good damage. And we do see the bronze weapons of Thor, so Rappel is spending his resources here on these upgrades, and slowly but surely he's going to start having an advantage on the water here because of that huge damage output advantage. Now, Miracle could have put an armory down, and he could have got himself access to some upgrades. Would be an option as well if you really wanted to, but I think the better plan here at about 10 minutes is just get your town centers fighting the water like this. Doesn't really matter. Everyone here is defended nicely. We are seeing a town center is up for I Kill You Die, so he does manage to make that work beautifully. He's the first one to get the town center up. We see a town center up for Matris as well, actually, as Rappel is the only one to not have his own town center down here. It's because he's spending the resources mostly on upgrades here. 8.4 damage here versus the 6.0 damage. These longboats are strong, and Rappel knows that. 22 boats here versus 18 for Miracle. He's going to have a very, very big advantage here in this fight. Even underneath three docks worth of fire here, he should be completely fine, though. There is that Hippocampus just going to tank a little bit of damage there. Meanwhile, on this position, we're still seeing JSS pushing forward. That's because I Kill You Die got that town center up first, but JSS here is not going to be able to find all too much of an advantage where that's concerned. As Rappel does pull back here for the time being. On the front of the map here, we do have that Cyclops getting attacked down. Miracle playing this one correctly. You want to stop the Norse player from getting this town center at all costs here. And at these stages in the game, you know that was a weird miss there from Hippolyta, but you know that the Norse player is not going to have that many units, so you can defend or you can prevent that town center from going up very, very simply by having those units out. So in a way, when you're playing against Greek here, it's probably a better idea to get yourself some units out nice and early. As we do see Count Von Count coming over onto this position here. Rappel going to be pulling back underneath his docks, calling for Nullus, or Matrix, excuse me, to come over here to defend. Now, this is a great double at the moment. Rappel, he's got to just turn around and take this fight. You've got to stop running. You take so much damage when you run. Just expect your teammate to come over here and help and get that DPS done, because they're going to have the DPS regardless. But we do see the army of, or the navy, I should say, of JSS pulling back here. Count Von Count decides to turn around a little bit here, a little bit of miscommunication from these players. So they're deciding to take this fight. I'm pretty sure Rappel, he's going to love this one over here as the Count Von Count Carnivora getting dropped down here as well, and snipe that down very, very quickly here as the players decide to retreat. JSS comes in. We got I Kill You Die now out of position here as JSS gets the big double or triple 3v2 now for this moment here. We see Copper Shields coming through for Count Von Count as well, realizing, well, he can afford it, may as well grab it. Though maybe more docks wouldn't be a bad idea, as we see the town centers coming up over here. I Kill You Die trying to prevent that Ford town center from coming up with his own heroes. This is Nullus' responsibility to stop at the moment. Nullus should have his heroes over here and should be defending these citizens and helping Count Von Count from getting Nullus'... I'm getting confused. Yeah, no, this is Nullus' job. He should be over here with his heroes helping out there, but not doing so is going to allow I Kill You Die the advantage on that side there. As Miracle does pull back over here, and it looks like the town center is denied, and the villagers get the walls set up. Now, Count Von Count's in a really, really tough position here. As the Bream pulling back, we do have Matrius pushing in here with his own Bream here as well. And this is a while, still 13 minutes, still fighting on the water, but we do have 3 town centers up. So the water, generally speaking, once you have 3 town centers, you can just say, and you have the food income, you can just say, I don't need the water anymore, because you've got that income coming in anyways. As Thea comes through here for Count Von Count, we'll have that Stymphalian Bird to cause some problems. No access to Hyperion, which is probably the better option for the water. Getting access to that Nereid is a really, really good raiding unit. Really, really good. One hits fishing ships with that special ability and is very, very quick. So if you want to raid with that one on Mediterranean and not have it in your actual army fighting against enemy ships. As it looks like Miracle manages to defend his water for the time being, getting the town center up. Armory coming in. We see Apollo coming through for I Kill You Die. Just 2 town centers here for I Kill You Die before that. Oh no, he's getting the 4-bar. Never mind. So he's going Apollo and getting that 3rd town center on the front. We see a Palace coming down for count. I would love to see that one over here to protect that town center there, but unfortunately puts it down in the wrong position trying to defend his gold mine, as we'll start seeing some destroyers come through to try and prevent that town center from going up. Military academies, archery ranges, and everything else going up over there as well. As I Kill You Die retreats back, Miracle manages to defend over here. Town centers are up, units coming through here. Miracle's got no business stopping this town center from coming up at this point. He's gone 3 town centers. He's got no military units. Rappel's got himself a whole bunch of Ulfsarks out here. He's got the upgrades as well at bronze shields to boot. So he should be able to push forward and win this one. We see Matrius coming over with his own guy here to help out as well with those Hesperidge trees down. Dryads coming through as well. Going to be a big help for him, as Carpenter's also coming through. What are the economic upgrades looking like for these Gaia players here? Fully upgraded for Matrius. And Count on Count nearly fully upgraded, just missing out on that Carpenters here as the unit's pushing forward. I Kill You Die gets his town center up, but at what cost here? It's going to get pulled down very quickly as the Sentinels gets dropped down. We've got a couple of destroyers in, plus those Dryads. No units out just yet for I Kill You Die. He's trying to skyrocket to the Mythic Age here, but he's being caught out. Iron Shield's coming through for Rappel as well. He's going to have some incredibly strong units. He's got no line upgrades just yet for his Ulfsarks, but he's going to have some very strong units. Look at these Ulfsark. Normally, what are they normally at? Normally at 10% armor or something like that, but instead they're at 34%, which is a huge advantage to push in and take out these Toxotes of Miracle here. As Cladding also coming through for Matrius to help him out on the water there. It takes a long time for that upgrade to come through. Poseidon's Secret coming in as well, as the units for Matrius pushing in onto this position. Heavy Cavalry, Architects coming in as well for I Kill You Die, just to hold on to this town center. Will it come in time? It looks like it will, as I Kill You Die barely manages to hold on here, and Count on Count needs to pull back. Now, the good thing is that Nullus is going to be able to support this. So it's not just a Gaia versus a Hades. It's a Gaia and a Hades versus a Gaia and a Hades. So this forward town center, if Nullus can hit it fast enough, will be able to be taken down. Alternatively, going for this back town center with an Underworld is another option there. As Matrius with the heavy Bareem searching around for things to kill. And now Rappel has got his town center. He's got his longhouses. He's in a great position. But Miracle is going to be able to hold over here. The thing is that UCA is trying to dictate to send Nullus up to the top side of the map, but in actuality, what kind of needs to happen here is the Gaia needs to go over there, and Nullus needs to match up on this position here. But I don't know if they're going to be able to recognize that, and how they manage to make that happen as well is going to be a challenge. But for the time being, it does look like Miracle is going to be able to hold here. He does have the town center up. He does have some Toxotes out. Toxotes are really good at defending. At some point here, Rappel will hit the Heroic Age, though. Bite of the Shark coming through for Count on Count does help out those Momillo quite a bit. It also affects, I believe, Fanatics. I believe it affects Fanatics. Hang on, let me have a quick look here. Yes, it does also affect Fanatics. So going into the late game, those Fanatics are going to get a lot more damage. A lot more damage. So they become very strong. As we see the Heavy Bareem sitting on this position, just checking out if there's any trade rack going, but it looks like JSS have positioned their markets decently enough. You want to put it in the bottom corner, as far away from the shore as you possibly can, is kind of your best spot there. As you do see a Tartarian gate now up inside of Miracle's base, causing some problems here, but Miracle is going up through Aphrodite for the time being. Hephaestus coming through for Nullus. Do we see that Hephaestus through for I Kill You Die? No, he is just trying to hold here. But the Petropoli, they are out to take this position and give this one back to Count on Count. So it's a little bit of a timer here, a little bit of a clock ticking at the moment, as I Kill You Die are going to be losing this town center. We also see Matris doing something interesting. He's grabbing this town center for himself over here, which is normally going to be I Kill You Die's town center, but instead grabbing it there for himself. He's going to have the stronger trade route because he's got Gaia. So what he can do is use that town center, take that 20 pops, tell I Kill You Die, no trade for you. I'm going to go up 40 pop worth of trade, and I'm going to tribute you gold here throughout this game. That's a really, really good idea, in all honesty, for Team UCA. Or at least I think that's what the idea is, at the very least there. As Heckgate also coming through for count on count. And the push happening over here. We do see, it looks to me like Miracle is holding for the time being. But he's still got a very strong Thor coming through. And we do see Rappel has decided to go through Bragi here, which is a bit of a surprise. Normally you see Skadi as the god of choice, but going through Bragi means one thing and one thing alone. Big Ragnarok coming with flaming weapons. It's going to be a tough thing for them to stop, as we do see some towers coming up on this position with the Bareems in. Madria says, we're not going to just take this game slowly and just attack over here. I'm going to get that transport ship in, get the palace up, get the side build in, and start putting some pressure onto this trade route here. It's a really, really good usage of these Bareems. The towers are all up. Guard towers are up. Madria's economy is absolutely stonking in this game here. Do you guys know that word? I think you know that word. I don't know if that's an Australian colloquialism or not. Okay. Iron Shield's coming through. Balder on the way as well here for Rappel there. As another Tartarian gate comes up into the Greek base. I think it's a better idea normally to drop the Tartarian gate down in a Gaia base or close to a Gaia. You can't put it down in the Gaia Lush, but if you could put it nice and close to a Gaia, like if you could put it in here, for example, right? This would do a whole bunch of damage to Mattress. He's not going to be able to just send villagers over there and deal with it. As I Kill You Die slowly starting to lose his footing on the front here, as a whole bunch of upgrades coming through for Rappel as well with the Call of Valhalla, the Swine Array. He could also go for, did he go through Foresight? No, he could also go for Tier here instead of Balder and get super Ulfsarks, but we're going to be seeing the Balder because it's just that good. But the problem here, 100% for JSS, is how do they deal with this? They got Nullus coming in with the Heliopolis. This is a big usage here to hold on. We also see the Juggernaut coming through and Naval Auxiliaries coming in for Nullus to hold this one. So the Navy is going to be very important moving forward here in this game. And Count looks like he's kind of managed to find an advantage over here. No attempt at any sort of drops by JSS just yet. And I mean, with Mattress on 4 town centers, he should be able to afford a lot more production over here. He does have those Fanatics. Does he have his Bite of the Shark? Yes, he does. Look at that damage, 14.5. And he's only got bronze weapons. That goes up to 15 point... Is it up to 15.5? I think it goes up to 15.5 or something, maybe more. Fireships need a buff, guys. Fireships need a buff. Just add the track rating up to 10. Take some damage off them or something. The reason why they have terrible track ratings, they've got 24 damage and they're ranged. I think there is like a certain reason why Ensemble Studios did it, but I think practically speaking, just take the damage down, give them more track rating, and call it a day. As the Siege Bareems taking down these buildings nicely, we do see the Fire Siphon coming in. And the Hypaspis coming through as well. Oh, the Underworld Ragnarok is in. I love the Underworld Ragnarok. Yes, Underworld Ragnarok. This is the town center getting taken down here. I love this play. Yes. So many... Do they have Balder Rams as well? He does have, look at this. 8 plus 8 crush damage. Plus 8 crush damage. And that's a second. 8 crush damage a second. That's a huge amount of damage for each one of these portable rams to take buildings down. Count on Count is going to get absolutely totaled here. I Kill You Die is going to pull back in a big way as the flaming weapons comes through. The problem with this is that Miracle is going to be able to swing right through Rappel's base here as the flaming weapons is utilized probably a little bit early on that one, taking down a lot of these buildings. Count on Count trying to run his citizens. Those are going to get taken down here, you'd have to expect. as Rappel gets the damage done. Talent Center going to go down over here as well. Military barracks getting cleaned up. Sentinels going down. Good stuff happening over here for the Ragnarok. Is Count Von Count basically just gets eliminated. He just gets eliminated here from that Ragnarok. But will it matter is the big question. What's happening over here? The units of Miracle, they're not doing enough. Potentially an Underworld here from Nullus to bring those Hephaestus over here to help out would have been a good idea. As all the fronts getting taken down as well. Town Center of Count Von Count going to get cleaned up. Count Von Count down to one town center here in this game. Is there any... The forward base here of Matris is still set up to boot. As these Matris fire ships cleaning up all the docks of Nullus. Is there any town centers in range? It looks like there's no town centers in range of the water here either. And now the Hades of Nullus has to somehow defend this huge amount of Ragnarok, plus the fact that there's Gaia units to boot here to help out, and all of this siege here to just take buildings down. This is not a standard Ragnarok here. This is a really, really well thought out Ragnarok. Going to be able to take down a lot of this JSS here. Hephaestus coming through for I Kill You Die as well, as he pushes through with the villagers, going to attempt to grab this town center for himself here in the middle of the map, as we see Matris grabbing another fourth town center. It looks like he deleted this town center and gave it back to I Kill You Die. Very, very nice, very friendly Matrius here. Probably didn't need to do that because I Kill You Die could have grabbed both of these town centers and been just as happy. But meanwhile, we are seeing this is the problem. The problem is Miracle is going to continue to push through. And he's got Polyphemus, he's got Colossus. His sieging capabilities are a lot stronger than Rappel's sieging capability. So Rappel might want to consider just retreating back here through the Underworld. Where is it? Because the Underworld is still here. So, I mean, I Kill You Die can come back and try and defend over here if he wants. Which it looks like he is doing, but he is a little bit further behind Miracle. Miracle's got some good upgrades. I Kill You Die's got no upgrades. He still needs to get himself that Forge of Olympus to come through. So he's got some catching up here. As Miracle gets the Fortress up, he's now 4 town centers. We do see the town center of Nullus getting taken down, and Rappel is secured a Plenty Vault. That's going to help with the reboom here in a big way. As we see a market getting set up from Rappel. I like this decision. He's going to have a huge trade route from one side of the map to the other here, and he's going to be able to get that coming back, as it kind of looks like Rappel's... Let's check a quick look. Rappel's Ragnarok is gone. He's got a lot of resources in the bank, just no gold here. So he's building up these markets to get that trade route started. But really, he should just be relying on Matrius, who has got... not as many llama caravans as I would expect here. A 180 population, probably should be 40 llama caravans at this point. Little bit of a mistake here from Matris, in my opinion. He could be feeding Rappel and I Kill You Die here. Could even go up to 60 trade caravans, getting the more strong units of Hades out here. But we do see the Fire Giants are out trying to defend here. As Hippolyta gets taken down, the Fire Giant's going to easily be able to take out these human units of Miracle here, as Miracle's getting a little bit slowed down. We do see the Atlanta out, the Hippolyta is out. Poseidon is probably, with the exception of the Perseus, Poseidon probably has the best Fire Giant killing heroes with the Atlanta. Yes, you've got the Bellerophon, which is very, very useful as well, but the Atlanta seems to do better because she's cheaper, only costs wood, and kind of does the same amount of damage there. But that being said, just got absolutely wrecked there. So maybe I'm going to revert that and say Bellerophon's a better Fire Giant killer. But oftentimes we see Bellerophon jumping in and just getting massacred. I don't know. But the Polyphemus does come out. Polyphemus, in a way, is kind of a good Fire Giant killer as well, because he just doesn't die. He gets a whole bunch of damage off before he ends up falling. No micro from Rappel either on this position, as it looks like Matrius is set up here. These Fanatics, 15.5 damage here with Bite of the Shark. They're so obscenely strong. The question is, what is Count on Count doing here? What can he do? He can go for the siege, help out where that's concerned. He's still 0 town centers, so he can help out with the siege ships. There's the Fire Siphon getting taken down. Town center coming up over here for Nullus as Count on Count wanted it, but in reality here, all Count needs is a handful of Citizen alive and just get fed by Miracle, fed by Nullus in this game. The question is, do they have enough resources here, getting restricted into this map, into this tiny little corner here? They can get a trade route from the back corner up to here. Not a bad idea. I'm pretty sure Polyphemus' special attack works on fire giants, as we do have the Oxy Juggernauts coming in for Miracle, trying to push in and maybe take out that underworld passage, but not able to do so. Getting pushed back. There are no town centers to take out. This water here is valuable in the sense that you can get a transport ship thing happening, but it's not valuable in the sense that there's no town centers to be getting taken out, so you don't want to invest too much in it. We do see Count on Count coming over here trying to deal with this. There are guard towers still on this water here, so that's going to be a big help there. As you see the heavy Bareems, fire ships coming out here as well for Mattress, trying to hold on here as he's struggling to push through Nullus at the moment. Nullus is a player that just does not die. I kill you die. He five town centers now. He's got his upgrades, taking out the town center. Rappel is going to be getting his economy sorted out. His trade route is moving through a little bit of an unfortunate position here. But he should have probably put the marker down in the bottom corner there. That would have been a better spot. But he didn't think about that one there, I guess. As Ikeulidai trying to get in here with the fortress, holding on both positions. All the Hypaspis out. When you see Hypaspis, just build Toxotes. Stop building your own infantry out. Just stop. Just Toxotes. Well, we'll see if Miracle can hold here. He's down, like... JSS are down so many town centers at this point. Is there any attempt at any sort of shenanigans here in this game? It looks like the answer is no. From the side of JSS, getting in here and potentially, we see all of this shore could be filled up with Gaia Lush, and Count on Count does decide to call it there. Nullus resigns with Miracle following as well. GG. Well played by UCA. Solid game here. I liked the Thor. I think Thor is an incredibly strong pick on Mediterranean. Now, super underutilized. The meta for a very long time on Mediterranean in these team games has basically been something in the sorts of Gaia, Zeus, Hades, Gaia, Hades, Poseidon, Gaia, Zeus, Poseidon. But the addition of Thor here makes a lot of sense in this one. I'm excited to see players utilizing that Thor here quite a bit, especially when there is a Gaia in the game to give that early forest on there, and the gold mine able to really, you don't need an ox cart in that early game there is as Thor. It's really nice. But yeah, well played here by UCA. I don't know really what else they could have done. This side build here from UCA was so beautiful. And I think that this is something which you could probably go for a little bit earlier in the game, if I'm absolutely honest. Because, yeah, there's a ton of ships up. But if you just sneak in your transport ship across the map and get a villager in onto this position and just start building stuff up. There's nothing normally over here. You could even get in on the back over here and cause some problems here, allowing your flank player to just push in and grab the forward town center uncontested while they have to come and deal with this back shenanigans there. But obviously, that you could do that actually with the longboats of Thor. Get one of the longboats to come over here to pick up a citizen and then send that forward over here and drop in onto this position. Could be a great way to play. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this one, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next game.